As you guys well know, I did a video a few hours ago in relation to the Jewish Museum incident and how the suspect was arrested. Now, what intrigued me in part about that was the name Elias. Elias in the Bible was the mentor. I put that in caps. The mentor of Elijah. I believe the powers are speaking through the 5 C's of clues, codes, colors, the confirmation of time, which includes the dates, and the conclusion. They have an aim, so they creatively stitch biblical events and names to draw from, especially when it comes down to end time events. This is the pattern that I am seeing over the 4+ years since I have been doing YouTube. Elias stuck out to me. Elias, he was the protege of Elijah, who was transfigured / transformed. He never saw death. However, Elias came after him to lead God's people. Well, today there is a call for Elias, but I believe there is a twist. It shows allegedly 2 people, in my humble opinion. One is Elon Musk, and the other is J.D. Vance. You see, J.D. Vance, of course, you would call him the protege of Donald J. Trump because he's the VP. But I submit to you that they're twined. Both J.D. Vance and Elon Musk are twined. You see, J.D. Vance wrote a book titled Hillbilly Elegy. It was created on June 28th. June 28th. And guess what? Elon Musk's birthday is June 28th. So when I heard the name Elias, the wheels in my brain and my heart and my spirit began to spin. And I just meditated and asked God, is there something there? And I want to show you, I believe there is a call for Elias because Elijah is leaving soon. That would be the unaliving of Donald J. Trump. Now, what I want you to see is when I did this video here, again, what I put in the description, I had to fix it. On February 28th of 2025, there was a White House incident where a leader had a frustration moment with both J.D. Vance and President Trump. And he said, you have nice shores. He said, however, you're going to feel it, and I believe he said soon. And Trump cold snapped and put his finger up and said, look, don't you tell me what I'm going to feel soon. I can't get into it, but you can Google what happened in the White House on February 28th, and you'll put it together. The gematria comes out to 11/5, which is election day. Now, let me show you. All this comes together. It was 2/28 of 2025. That leader was at the White House, and they had a big argument. Versus yesterday's event, last night's event with the Jewish temple, where the 2 were unalived, 5/21. The difference is 11 weeks and 5 days ago. Now, wasn't 11/5 the day of the election? And who won the election? Donald J. Trump. Elijah is leaving. Elias is coming. Do you understand now? Elijah is coming. Watch how I put this thing together. Listen to in fact, I'll play it here. Listen to what I believe it's the chief of police, what she said, and she called his name. Listen. and get ready for the flight. And get ready for the flight. Let's dive into it, and I'll show you my decode.
Pamela A. Smith, Chief of Police of the Metropolitan Police Department. And I'll start by expressing my sincere condolences to both of the victims and families, and also the attendees tonight at the Capitol Jewish Museum. At approximately 9:08 p.m. tonight, we received multiple calls for a shooting in the area of 3rd Street and F Street Northwest. Officers located one adult male and one adult female unconscious and not breathing at the scene. DC Fire and EMS responded, and despite all life-saving efforts, both victims succumbed to their injuries. The preliminary investigation indicates that both victims were exiting an event at the Capitol Jewish Museum located in the 500 block of 3rd Street Northwest when the shooting occurred. We believe the shooting was committed by a single suspect who is now in custody. Prior to the shooting, the suspect was observed pacing back and forth outside of the museum. He approached a group of 4 people, produced a handgun, and opened fire, striking both of our decedents. After the shooting, the suspect then entered the museum and was detained by event security. Once in handcuffs, the suspect identified where he discarded the weapon, and that weapon has been recovered, and he implied that he committed the offense. The suspect chanted, "Free, free Palestine," while in custody. The suspect has been tentatively identified as 30-year-old Elias Rodriguez of
Chicago. Elias. In other words, it's a call for Elias. It's deep, y'all. I'll just go straight there. Now check this out. On October 4th of 2024, exactly 84 days, Barack Obama was born August 4th. So check this out. On October 4th of 2024, Trump announced Elon Musk. Elon Musk decided to join Trump in the fold. Donald J. Trump is the modern day biblical Elijah. I believe this is how the powers are depicting him. And his protege, with a twist, along with J.D. Vance, who are synonymous, and I'm going to show you by the numbers, it's going to blow your mind. J.D. Vance, Elon Musk. Now watch how he announces him, and I'm not going to debate it. Listen to what he calls him.
Musk, he saved free speech. He created so many different great things. Where is he? Come on up here, Elon. He created the first major American car company in generations, and his rocket company is the only reason we can now send American astronauts into space. Come here. Take over, Elon. Yes, take over.
Take over, Elijah's. Take over. If you look real close, even the closed caption figured it out. He didn't say Elon. They said Elijah. But he said Elijah's. Take over, Elijah's. Take over. Listen.
We can now send American astronauts into space. Come here. Take over, Elon. Yes, take over.
Allegedly, how slick is that? It's deep, y'all. Trump allegedly got hit in the head on July 13th of 2024. Exactly 84 days later, in Butler, Pennsylvania, the same state, Elon Musk joins him. 84 days later, which is what? The birthday of Barack Obama. He joins Trump and he calls him Elijah's. And I've done countless videos for you new subscribers. Welcome new subscribers. Let me give you in part the connection. Elon Musk bought Twitter for I believe, $44 billion, which either way. Let me get it right. Elon Musk bought Twitter for 44 billion or million? Because I don't want folks texting me about it. 44 billion. He bought Twitter for 44 billion. Who's the 44th president? That would be Barack Obama. And he bought Twitter, finalized it 84 days before Barack Obama's birthday, August 4th. Come on, man. And now 84 days after July 13th, he meets Trump on stage on October 4th. I know it's a lot of numbers, but I'm putting it together. And he called him Elijah's. Now watch this. Here's my receipts. It was October 4th, even though they got the 5th here. That's just when they ran it on YouTube. But it was October 4th. Now watch this. October 4th, 2024, subtracted from 628. That's Elon Musk's last birthday, 628, 2024. The difference is 98. What's in a number? 98th day of the year is April 8th. What is April 8th? On April 8th, there was an eclipse. An X came over the earth. Well, what do they call Elon? What do they call his child? X. You getting it? 628, Elon's birthday. 10/4 is the day that he met Trump on stage. The difference is 98. Come on, man. Now watch this. The individual, I connected all this today earlier. Remember this individual, Cody Balmer? What did he do? He firebombed the governor's mansion, Josh Shapiro. Remember that? Okay, what date was that? He was Jewish, right? Josh Shapiro's Jewish. That was April 13th. Look. Cody Balmer, what's in the name? There's your 98 again, which means X or eclipse. But there's your 44. Barack Obama's the 44th president. And there's your 55. What does that mean? Julius Caesar was 55 years old when he died. Come on, man. What's in the name? The governor's mansion was burned up April 13th by Cody Balmer. April 13th. April 13th, 2025 versus yesterday's incident. 2 unalived individuals. That was on 5/21. What's the difference? 111. What is 111? Pope Francis died on the 111th day of the year, which is April 21st. 111 has been coming up ever since the pontiff died. May he rest in peace. It's death. Now look at this here. 10/4/2024, Elon Musk joined Trump on stage. He called him Elias. Versus the day that Trump got hit in the ear, like I said, 7/13, the difference is 84 days. Barack Obama's birthday, August 4th. Come on, man. Now watch this. There it is. Fight, fight, fight on 7/13. You guys know what's up. And like I started at the beginning, understand the book which the Vice President J.D. Vance wrote, Hillbilly Elegy, matches the birthday of Elon Musk, which is 6/28. Now, before I go further, back in the day, I covered a story. Welcome, new subscribers. I'm a former journalist. American and Iranian relations, November 16th, 1979. What happened? On November 4th, several hundred Iranian students stormed the U.S. Embassy in Tehran, Iran, taking 60 people hostage. They did what? They stormed the embassy. So today when I heard about the situation in relation to the museum, I thought about the embassy because that's the Middle East and it's the same shenanigans, okay? Israel, Palestine. Back in the day, it was Israel and the PLO, the Palestinian Liberation Organization, but Iran. Either way, they seized our embassy. I'm asking you, do you think history is repeating itself? This is all the way from November 16th, 1979. Now check this out. J.D. Vance's birthday is August 2nd. Take August 2nd of 2025, his next birthday, subtract it from today, 5/21/2025. The difference is 2/16. August 4th is the 216th day of the year. That's Barack Obama's birthday. A call for Elias. Barack Obama's got to be the Antichrist. They're calling Elias, and they're calling his twin, which is what? Elon Musk, who allegedly will bring in the mark of the beast. You know how I go. You know how I go. Now there's the book, 6/28/2016. The same birthday as Elon Musk, and I'll show you. Now listen to the story of Elias.
Time on earth was coming to an end, and he traveled with his knew that his time on earth was coming to an end, and he traveled with his apprentice Elisha to the Jordan River. Elisha refused to leave Elijah's side, promised to follow him until the very end. At the Jordan River, Elijah rolled up his cloak and struck the water, parting it so that they could cross on dry ground. Once they had crossed, Elijah asked Elisha what he could do for him before he was taken away. Elisha asked for a double portion of Elijah's spirit, and Elijah promised it would be his if he witnessed his departure. Suddenly, a chariot of fire, drawn by horses of fire, appeared and separated the two of them. Elijah was taken up to heaven in a whirlwind, and Elisha cried out, my father, the chariots and horsemen of Israel!" As Elijah ascended, his cloak fell to the ground, and Elisha picked it up, knowing that the spirit of Elijah now rested upon him.
So, Elijah and Elijah's. You can't tell me Satan don't know this Bible. He know this Bible. Watch this.
Elijah, knowing his time on earth was near an end, journeyed with his faithful servant Elisha. As they walked, Elijah told Elisha to stay behind, but Elisha refused, vowing to stay with him until the end. When they reached the Jordan River, Elijah struck the water with his cloak, parting it so they could cross on dry ground. As they continued, a chariot of fire, pulled by fiery horses, appeared from heaven. The whirlwind swept Elijah into the sky, leaving Elisha in awe. Elisha, filled with both sorrow and resolve, picked up Elijah's cloak, the symbol of his prophetic calling. Testing the cloak's power, he struck the Jordan River, and it parted once more, confirming that Elijah's spirit now rested upon him. This story reminds us of God's power and the enduring legacy of faith passed from one generation to the next.
It will be passed on. And that's what's going to happen here. They're passing on. They're passing it on in biblical spheres. Watch.
Reason we can now send American astronauts into space. Come here. Take over, Elijah. Take over.
Elijah's. Right in our face, as far as I'm concerned. Now check it out again.
Matthew 17, 1-3. Jesus took Peter, James, and John up a high mountain, where he was transfigured, and his face shone like the sun. Moses represents the law, and Elijah represents the prophets. Their presence signifies that Jesus is the fulfillment of both the law and the prophets, uniting the Old and New Testaments. The appearance of Moses and Elijah confirms Jesus' mission and his identity as the Messiah. Their conversation with Jesus about his upcoming departure, Luke 9:31, highlights the divine plan of salvation. Moses and Elijah, both experiencing extraordinary departures from life, serve as heavenly witnesses to Jesus' divine nature and the glory that awaits after his resurrection. During the Transfiguration, God's voice from the cloud proclaimed, "This is my Son whom I love. With him I am well pleased." You've been watching Kingdom Treasure.
And what's going to happen? They're going to have a sun god. And the Bible in the book of Revelation says they're going to show signs from heaven and deceive the masses. And I submit to you that allegedly Donald J. Trump, he's Elijah. Elijah's is the combination of both J.D. Vance and Elon Musk. Elon's role, allegedly, is the 666 mark system and to show signs and wonders in the sky. J.D. Vance would take over the dynasty of number 55. That is Donald J. Trump. This is what's coming, people. A summoning of Elijahs by the numbers. If you don't believe me, watch this connection here. Elon Musk's birthday, 1971. J.D. Vance's birthday, let's put it out there, August 2nd, 1984. This is a mind blower. You ready? August 2nd, 1984, literally J.D. Vance's birthday. 6/28/1971, literally Elon Musk's birthday. The difference is 4784. Who was 47? Donald J. Trump. Who was born August 4th? You should be shaking in your boots because I'm trembling. Barack Obama was born August 4th. One of the best decodes I've ever done in my life. I just want to say thank you, Jesus. Thank you. People, please, if you don't know Jesus, it's time. I can't do this work by myself. There's nowhere in the world I can have this mindset. It's a gift. It's a gift. And with the gift, I can tell you the story and put the numbers together. And you can't deny what is. The great I am has spoken. What you gonna do? 47 is Trump. 84 is Barack Obama. And these numbers between these two individuals, J.D. Vance, the vice president, and Elon Musk, that's Elijah's. It's deep. It's deep. It's deep. God bless you.